Hey crew, Neal here. So, we had some difficulties getting this episode recorded. I take full responsibility. Thankfully, Bob was able to do backup recordings on his end, and between the audio he grabbed and the audio I grabbed off of my hardware and various software backups, I think we got everything. But some of the audio is definitely going to be choppy. Some of the levels aren't going to be perfect, and for that, I do apologize. Also, because the beginning of the episode was so chaotic behind the scenes, we did not give a firm spoiler warning. So if you are here for the first time, because we are talking Alien Earth, spoilers, guys. We are spoiling up the joint. It's just nothing but spoilers from here on out for Alien Earth Episode 2, Mr. October. Now, into the episode we recorded with Tom and Bob. Welcome to Crew Expendable. I am Premium Hallstrom.
I am Ice Age enjoyer Rohrbacher.
I'm the sexy podcaster Bob.
And I'm Tom. My big toe looks like my thumb, Dorrington.
Gross. Bob, welcome back. Tom, welcome back to the show also.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it turns out both of you have been on the show before. What are the chances?
Yeah.
Well, never together. First time together.
I like being part of the Crew Expendable extended universe.
Yeah, see, Tom, it's funny that you say that the two of you have never been on the show together. That is specifically part of the reason it's happening is because Bob has more than once specifically requested to be on an episode along with you.
Ah, bless you, Bob.
I'm a big fan.
I feel like we're being set up.
Well,
It's been...
Neal and Kenny are going to disappear and leave us to talk now.
Well, we got to go. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the recording has been nothing but smooth for the past 22 minutes.
That's very true, yes.
This endeavor is really paying off so far. Quick, Bob, plug your stuff before more technical difficulties happen.
hey, video game podcast, The Flock at workatmydadslawfirm.com and Twitch Friday nights. It is a bad time. Don't go to that, actually. But Respectable Street at twitch.tv.
Tom, quick, hurry up. Plug
Instagram, r_of_Wantes. That's pretty much me.
Alien Earth Episode 2. I liked it better than the first one. What about you guys?
I liked it less than the first one.
Okay.
I'm with Bob on that one.
Okay.
I don't honestly quite know how I feel about it. I guess maybe as we discuss it, I'll figure out what my feelings are on it.
Kenny's on the fence, but that's everything, all the business out of the way in case we have to bail on this. We can put out a 2.5 minute podcast.
That's right.
All right.
Quick synopsis. Verdict, go.
I want to start first. I guess I should say if you're again tuning into these Alien Earth episodes, if you just found the podcast this way, we're doing a series of these kind of in a row before we get back to our alternate nonsense. These are not representative of our kind of normal podcast bullshit, right?
Yeah, and this is something that we need to mention because we looked at the numbers after our first Earth episode, and there are people tuning into these episodes that have not tuned into the show before. So this is a disclaimer we need to give.
Welcome to the show. Other episodes are different than these.
Yeah.
These are becoming kind of roundtable discussions, which is kind of what the other alien podcasts do. So finally, we're a real Xenomorph. We're a real alien podcast, everybody.
That's right. That's
You've
right.
made it.
We're a real Xenomorph podcast. That's true.
Yeah.
Xenomorph.
Finally.
Yes. I got a couple corrections I got to make up top here from our last Alien Earth episode.
Uh-huh.
First, I think, Bob, I got to apologize to you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Hermit, absolutely, her brother.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that. I was like, no, because she said her brother's name was like John DiMaggio, but that's like his first and middle name, and then his last name is Hermit. I don't know how I missed that in the episode.
Okay, I've got a correction for you. It's Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio. John DiMaggio, of course, the voice actor from Futurama.
That is correct, yes. He's plays Bender, yeah.
Joe DiMaggio. And then I was even like, yeah, Hermit's one of the names of the Lost Boys. So not only was I like wrong about this character's name, I also outed myself as a fake Peter Pan fan.
I think that's fine.
I'm just like fully embarrassed by all of that.
Unbelievable.
My bad, guys.
I can't believe you're a
funny,
fake Peter Pan fan because you were always wearing the mouse ears and you go to Disney like that's your like
And
every
you have that
3
Peter
months.
Pan podcast you do as well. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
You guys
The
remember
sticker on your car. This car is powered by bitch dust. You have that?
Honk
guys
if you're
ever
going to
see-
Neverland.
Yeah.
the guy that
Neal-
went kind of viral on the internet as the Peter Pan guy, the guy that would just sort of walk around in public dressed as Peter Pan. He was on like that VH1 Totally Obsessed show.
Yeah.
He was a
Yeah.
little bit of an internet meme. You guys remember this guy, right?
I do, yes.
Yeah, he lives around me. He lives
Oh,
in
nice.
like not in my city, but adjacent. And I would see him constantly. He was a mainstay at like the Renaissance fairs. And I've taken photos with the guy.
Nice, good work.
So, you know, I'm closer to Peter Pan than the rest of you, so fuck off. I don't know why I'm bragging about that.
And I don't know why you are either, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a weird flex.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to say is like, remember when I was like, I don't think this show, I guess they just can't really be very fucking gory because it's like basic cable.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do
that-
remember you saying that.
Then I watched episode 2 of the show and what the fuck was I thinking? This
I hear
this episode kind of went off the rails, didn't it?
it sure did.
That's all. Just
Okay.
a couple of dumbass things I said on the last episode that I want to, apologize for.
No apologies, Neal. Take it all back.
Okay. Never mind, guys. I was right and all along.
All right. So anyway, now that we got that out of the way,
I got a question
all right.
for everyone. I keep seeing the show defended as it's from Noah Hawley, as if that's an undeniable like mark of quality.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that because he did Fargo. That's like a thing that people liked, but other than that, he's done nothing else that I care about or have even heard of.
Yeah, he did Legion, right? That
Yeah, he
sort
did
of
Legion. Yeah.
I don't know what
attempted
that
a
is.
prestige X-Men
Apparently,
show.
it's good. I've not watched it. It's a bit weird, but it's really good. That's all I really know of it.
I've tried. It hasn't worked for me. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't. It's not. That's not a thing that draws me into the show either.
I've seen it multiple times where people have been like, "Oh, well, I haven't seen it yet, but it's Noah Hawley, so I'm sure it's good." And in my mind, I'm like, that means literally nothing to me because I don't know who the guy is, and the only thing I've heard of is the TV show version of a movie that I like.
I mean,
Yeah, he did Fargo and he did Legion. Those are like his other two big shows. And I'm looking at his list of credits right now, and Alien Earth is literally the only thing he's ever even worked on that I've seen. So yeah, that doesn't really mean anything to me either. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Bob. Like, I really don't know this dude at all, to be fair.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't absolutely like out of the loop here.
No.
Well, he was executive story editor on Bones.
Oh, I
Says
take
here-
it all back then.
yeah, it says here he was also a writer on it as well for a couple of years.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
43 episodes of Bones. Right.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, you are right, Neal. Yes, that is correct.
I have a rant. I don't know if now's the time to do it.
All right. I
I
don't
Sure,
know.
why
love
not?
a rant. Go for a rant. Love
At
it.
least you're not at the Never mind.
Okay. Nice
Isn't that
work.
the what?
At least you're not at the old comedy club.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
All right, go on that rant, Neal.
Was in Florida, wasn't it?
What's that?
Wasn't that in a Florida comedy club?
Which there's a lot of these. Which one are we talking about now?
Never mind.
I had assumed he was talking about Michael Richards.
I was
but-
talking about Michael Richards.
Yeah.
I assumed you were too, honestly.
That was
and I'm
in
not sure.
LA though. That wasn't in Florida. For some reason I thought it was a Florida.
All right,
I was-
Neal, give us this rant.
So I watched this episode twice
All right.
last night. I was like, I'm going to watch this straight through once, and then I'm going to watch it again. and
Twice
take
in one
notes.
night?
Yes.
Wow.
And in between viewings, I watched half of Alien Romulus. Okay.
All right.
Because I was like, I gotta figure out what the fuck is going on, right? And I don't just mean with the show, but like with this franchise. And I'm gonna sound like a hater up top, and so I want to just first say that I enjoyed this episode overall, and I enjoyed it more than episode 1, and I think the two of them together probably work pretty well as a premiere. And I think that this one does make the first episode better for me. I'm not sold on the show yet, but I did enjoy watching episode 2. So I'm not hating on the series, having just watched.
I think
2
watching
episodes.
them back to back, you can kind of see why they released them together. I think it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a whole separate rant about like having to make things 2 hours long or having to make movies fucking 4 hours long for them to be good now, and like that's a different problem, right? Like the fucking Zack Snyder's Justice League cut having to be 4.5 hours long to be tolerable, but we're not going to get into all of that right now. But I was thinking about like the Noah Hawley thing, right? And he's supposed to be like this prestige writer and TV creator, and you know I was listening to some podcast and they were talking about Prometheus and how Prometheus was like touted as like this big prestige like return to film for Ridley Scott, and like the first Alien movie, like so the first movie was made by people just like full of creative vision, right? Super talented writer Dan O'Bannon, Ron Shusett, super talented director, super talented cast, super talented art directors, everything, right? What that did, though, to make a really great movie was all of these super talented, creative people focused in on just making something that was really fucking scary, you know? Not trying to, like, raise all of these questions about life and death and all of this other stuff. All of that subtext was there, but all of those questions just went into this one concept of, like, we're just going to make something really fucking scary that has all of this stuff baked right into it under the surface. You know, and then like the sequels kind of like took that blueprint and kind of ran with it to varying degrees of success. And then we get to like the Prometheus era. And then suddenly they're like, well, we have to obviously start asking these questions about like, well, what the fuck is life? And like, what does it mean to be a human? And, you know, and they want to ask all these fucking questions like with robots. Suddenly the series became obsessed with robots. And like all it's doing is like weighing the series down at this point, in my opinion, because like you've just got all this extra baggage. It's just weighing everything down, right? You got Prometheus like with like old man Wayland like being afraid of his death and like trying to like figure out like trying to create life through David, and then like literally trying to meet his own maker. And then Covenant has all the same stuff, and like Covenant's got like some really scary moments of terror and stuff in it. But then that's still being weighed down with David and this whole idea of creating life and creating death. And, you know, even Romulus is dealing with that shit with like, I mean, it does the best job of it, I think, with David Johnson, with Andy, but it still drags down with like dragging in the Prometheus goo and dragging in the Covenant stuff. It's just all this extra baggage piled on top of it all. And all of it done, again, through fucking robots. And now this show is completely centered around like humans chasing immortality by way of sticking their brains into synthetic bodies.
I don't think you're alone. From what I see on a lot of social media sites and whatnot, a lot of fans of the franchise do have issues with the synth of it all. It seems to have been like the focus of the story is completely shifted from one thing to another. It definitely seems, like you say, it's humans chasing immortality, and it's like, how did I was thinking about it the other day, like if I was to sit someone down now who hasn't seen the first film before, and I sat down and I watched it with them, and then when that film finished and I said, right, so before all of this happened, this was going on, it would seem really disjointed, right? The Alien Earth and Alien don't go together, in my opinion. They don't. It feels like two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember how in the first movie there was one synth and he was the bad guy? The prequel
Right.
to it has like 8 synths and they're all the lead characters of the show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think the Xenomorph like has already, especially in the first movie, like already perfectly represents all of the things that they're struggling to re-represent with androids and whatever else through all of these other stories. Like the Xenomorph is already doing like life, death, legacy, extinction, all of these themes that they're trying to tackle through all these other movies. They've already done it with the Xenomorph, and they baked it all in the design of that creature and in the way that they wrote that story. And that's, I think, why that movie works, and why, Kenny, you and I keep saying we could just watch that same story over and over again and be happy. And that's why something like Romulus, I think, looks promising. And then we get to this weird bloat in it, this extra baggage that got piled on from these other prequels. And we're like, wait, now things are suddenly like grinding to a halt. And I don't really know that I'm on board with this. This part isn't working for me. Right. Like, why can't they just like focus on fucking making something scary again and letting the ideas that are already like baked into the concept of this thing just be there and allow that to be part of what's making it scary, instead of having to bring those things into the front like they keep doing with all of these robot sequels.
Yeah, it feels like Ridley Scott was injecting a lot of his like religious allegory into alien properties, you know, his like religion 101 type ideas.
Yeah.
And it seems like they've drifted away from that when Ridley's not directly involved, and they've gone this other direction of like, oh, AI is popular now. We're not like, you know, in the 80s, 70s and 80s we were like questioning religion, so that was like a big point of like the thematic story writing. But now it's like AI and you know, what makes a human consciousness different from artificial intelligence, and now that's the sociological focal point of the series now. That's why it's so heavily focused on the synths, and it feels goofy.
It does feel goofy.
There is a post that I saw online a few weeks ago that I would like to share with you guys. I was originally going to just like post it as a joke, but then for whatever reason I decided not to, and turns out I didn't realize it at the time, but I was saving it to bring up during this specific conversation.
Nice.
The post says, the problem with the quote unquote Alien franchise is that they're trying to build a mythology that explains the alien. This is remarkably inferior to the original premise, which is there is an alien and it kills you.
Yeah. I mean, it worked for 4 films.
I mean, yeah. On one hand,
three.
That's true.
But,
the idea is strong enough to support various different like versions and iterations of it, as we saw with the other movies. You can do other stuff in that premise if you like, you know, align it in certain ways or whatever. But like Alien has become a big enough property generally that anyone that works on it, basically, I don't want to say they have carte blanche to do whatever they want, but it's one of those things where they're like, oh, I have this specific thing, this specific idea that I want to talk about, and also I'm going to work on this alien property, and I'm going to just figure out a way to work in the thing I want to talk about into this pre-existing framework, rather than just like taking the thing as it exists and just being like, here, I'm just going to do another one of these, you know, like after a little while, it eventually got to the point where people are like, oh, we need to do different stuff with it. So we're going to start talking about this or that or these other things. And it's like, no, man, this is a real, like, go back and look at the first one. It is a really well-made monster movie. Do that, please.
It feels like there's also there's a fine line between like subtext and what they're doing now, where, you know, the first movie, it's a monster movie, but there's subtext of all of these other, like, you know, bigger ideas that they don't lay on so heavy. And then it seems like as the movies go on, they assume the audience is dumber and they have to lay those ideas on more and more heavy. The more questionable era post the second movie. But
Right.
What's wrong with the third movie?
Well, here's the thing, Tom. A lot of people don't like it for some reason. That's what's weird about it.
They just don't like cinema.
That's right.
What I was saying is it's like this modern era where Netflix is requiring like show creators to write their shows for people knowing that they just have Netflix on in the background.
Yeah.
yes.
And they're not really paying.
I think they refer to it as second screen viewing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where they know
people
they're
have on their
scrolling
mobile phones on the sofa. Yeah.
They know that they're just doing other things. So all of the subtext has to be said out loud. And I don't know that this show is. I mean, I'm getting hints of that from this show, but I don't know that it's really fully going that direction. But anyway,
Every 5 minutes they gotta. Did you get that? Did you get that?
remember, we are children put in synthetic bodies. They do remind you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't forget that. Don't worry. I also watched the first episode.
And in all fairness, they don't need to keep saying it either, because I think how many of them is there? 7? Is there 7 kids?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, they're all really good at portraying the fact that they're children in adult bodies. Like, one or two of them, especially, you're just like, damn, like, you're convincing. Like, but as you said in your last episode, there's nothing wrong with the acting.
Yeah.
No. I think the performances are all pretty good across the board, with one exception.
The woman who got eaten in the first episode, the first Xeno victim.
Well, no, I think Timothy Olyphant's kind of phoning it in.
Yeah, I can't tell what he's doing.
Yeah, it's weird because like I can't tell if he's wooden because he's just not doing very much, or if he's wooden because that is how the character is supposed to be and he's effective at it. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I'm Kenny on that one.
Yeah, I think Kirsch is a pretty inconsistent character so far.
I'm still struggling to figure out like what his point is to the narrative. He's just kind of like there.
Well, like as soon as in my notes I've been calling them the Steel Team babies.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Like the Muppet Babies.
Yeah, as soon as the kids all get to the rescue site and he's like, "Oh, we're a special response team," and he takes them into the tent, and then Wendy is like, swiping right through the security feeds until she finds her brother, and she's like, "I found him. I'm going to get him." He's like totally fine with her just like running off to like find her brother.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't seem like necessarily they want her doing that or not. But then later when he like finds the ovomorphs, he's like, well, I'm going to send her to go get them, even though I've got a whole bunch of these other kids I could send. I guess she's the most capable, so it kind of makes sense.
We do find out in this episode, though, that Boy Caviar did design Wendy specifically different from all of the rest of them. So that might be the reason why Kirsch is kind of okay with her just wandering off, because she's different than the rest of them. She's not like the other girls.
She still takes the other one with him, though, doesn't it? So is he...
That's true.
Is he expendable then, or...?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, because Boy Caviar specifically says that he gave Wendy a whole bunch of like extra abilities that the other bodies didn't have, in hopes of creating someone who's smarter than him, so he can have actual smart, intelligent conversations for once. And I was like, that's a really stupid reason to build a robot, but hey, man, I'm not Boy Caviar, so what do I know?
That guy's a
Didn't he look
dipshit.
sinister eating that apple as well?
He was sitting there and he was like, everyone thinks with trillionaires it's all about money or ego. It's not about ego. Do you know what it's about? It's about me wanting to finally talk to someone smarter than me. Like, motherfucker, it's 100% about ego then, isn't it?
I would say, which means it's about ego, dog. Come on.
I hate him.
He's yet to do anything that's shown me that he is like smart or like enlightened in any way either. He seems like he's depending on other people to tell him stuff most of the time.
We are informed he is really smart because we were told in the first episode that he created the method by which to make hybrids. So he invented a way to transfer consciousness to a robot body, which is like impressive, but like nothing he's actually done on screen in either of the episodes has been anything other than, hey, look at me, I'm a dickwad. So I haven't really been super impressed with his character. He does make me laugh, but not because I like him. So
you know what he needed? He needed a montage.
That's right.
I was out on him on this episode whole cloth because it finally clicked in my head how stupid it was that he's the youngest trillionaire and his company is called Prodigy Corp.
I definitely thought you were going to say, I honestly thought you were about to say, I am totally out on him when I saw him holding that video monitor with his feet while he was lying in bed. That is honestly what I thought you were about to say.
God, yeah. I was like, oh, look how fucking quirky this guy is. Is he... All right, all this, him being the youngest trillionaire and his company being called Prodigy Corp, is this like, is it commentary? Or is it bad writing? I don't know yet.
There's no way it's commentary if it's this thick, right?
Is this like Avatar unobtainium level writing, or is this like, just really on the nose commentary?
Also, it's really funny to me how his company is called Prodigy Corporation and their headquarters is a city they created called Prodigy City. I was like, wow, for a genius, this guy sure is not creative at all.
I wonder what his favorite band is.
Good question.
It's he's like
I hate the logo
Aphex
too.
Twin. What's that?
I said I hate the logo too. It looks like a bad like hip hop group from the late 90s kind of logo.
Sure does.
Is this the actual logo?
That's the actual logo.
I was going to say I've not actually seen that before.
It's on all of their uniforms. I thought it was a teddy bear wearing a stethoscope, which seemed weird, but I was like, all right, I guess that makes sense. It's like they're healing sick kids, right? So that would make some sort of sense, like a child toy and then stethoscope.
Yeah, but why does it look so evil?
I don't know.
Yeah,
because he thinks he's edgy and cool. That's why.
He's an edgelord trillionaire.
Yes, he is.
And I like that he's just using they're just using trillionaires because it's the future and billionaires are out of hand. It's out of hand now with.
It's out of fashion.
Yeah, they're just They're talking about trillionaires the way we talk about billionaires now. It's just it's grim. I mean, all of that stuff is grim. It makes me feel like it is commentary. And like this guy is like he's a dumb person's idea of what a smart person is too, right?
For sure.
But it was very clear in this that this guy just absolutely fucking sucks, and there's nothing like altruistic about what he's doing.
That's true.
I mean, that was pretty obvious in the first episode. I don't think I'm saying there's no revelation in the second episode. This episode just reinforced it is all. It wasn't like I was on the fence about this guy, just to be clear. What? There's something else about him. Holding the tablet with his foot. That was dumb.
That was
He's
stupid.
laying in his bed.
It was just the way
off.
he had that whole call. It was like he was talking to his high school sweetheart, rolling around on the bed. I mean, I don't know if that's what he was kind of going for, but that's just how I read it.
We're just not taking it seriously, right?
Yeah.
I like that we met Yutani as well through the call, which is pretty cool, I guess.
We did. That's fun.
Nice that we saw Miss Yutani.
Mm-hmm.
I have one other Prodigy complaint.
Yeah.
I know this takes place in the future for all intents and purposes. The near future.
Sure.
I cannot stand when science fiction does things like this. So Prodigy, they're like a multinational corporation, right? They make a lot of different things. They're like security services. They do robots. They do other products. According to fandom.com, Prodigy also makes Hyper Fizz, a canned beverage.
Hell yeah.
The flavors include Orange Nova. I hate when science fiction just adds like space terms to things to make it
All right.
sound like it's from the future.
Okay.
Asteroid Orange.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got Orange Nova, right? We got
Hyper Fizz.
fake space drink, but then we've also got Agatha Christie references,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And you know, the 1977 World Series plays a pivotal role in this episode.
It's just very dumb guy coded.
Do you think people in that time would still be looking at baseball games from the 70s?
That's actually something that I meant to say about the first episode, but forgot to. Why the fuck would two single-digit age children be sitting around watching a 120-year-old movie in their spare time?
Why? And it's not like Ice Age is like a seminal classic either, guys.
It's really not.
Is this like when I was growing up, I watched like The Great Mouse Detective a lot because we just had the tape around.
Yeah.
Not because it's
Ice
like
Age
a
was
great
the only
movie.
thing that they had.
Yeah.
So
We just had it, right?
Like Ice Age is such a not seminal non-classic that I've literally never even seen it. And
I think Ice Age is just a non-thing.
Yeah, it's just like a movie, but it's like, why are they sitting around watching a 120-year-old movie? And on top of that, it is so wild to me that they kept having those flashbacks to like when her and her brother watched them when they were little. But in this case, when they were little, Marcy, I guess, was a literal infant at the time. How did she have memories of watching Ice Age with him?
Must have really loved it.
It must have been the only tape in the house. They must have watched it,
But
when she got older, I guess.
But that shot in this episode of her superimposed with like the half transparent shot of the one Ice Age character was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Out of context, that picture just makes
it was so funny.
hey, this is from some piece of alien media.
I saw people posting that. They posted a screenshot from that and they were like, this is a real shot from the Alien TV show. And since when they were posting that, I hadn't seen the second episode yet. I was like, I don't remember that being in the show. But then I watched the second episode and I was like, oh fuck, there it is.
Man, isn't it? Wait till she finds out about the sequels as well.
Is this even the original Ice Age, or like for all I know, they're watching like Ice Age 4?
I'd have to ask my youngest. He'll know.
It would.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen any of them, so I don't know
if they're actually watching like the fifth Ice Age sequel.
Yeah, Continental Drift or whatever,
a Disney Plus exclusive or some shit.
Jesus.
The Ice Age stuff really does fucking bug me. It would not bother me though if it was like scenes from the live action Ninja Turtles movie.
Well, see, the thing of it is,
Michael Bay one.
The original one.
Oh, the Golden Harvest. Yeah. I'll let you have that. Yeah.
The thing that gets me is that it's so weird that they made it about Ice Age when earlier on in the episode they had already established that Peter Pan was important to the narrative of the show. Just have them watch Peter Pan when they were little. It's already there. And like Peter Pan, Peter Pan is a certified classic. Ice Age is not.
Or Hook. Okay, come on.
Oh, that's a hot take there, Kenny. Jesus.
Just me.
You're gonna get a few complaints on that one.
What?
I do like that Peter Pan movie. I watched that a lot as a kid too.
Yeah, and I would classify Peter Pan as a classic animated children's film. I would not say that Ice Age is, and like they already established Peter Pan is like gonna be important to the themes of the movie. Just like have her watch that, and like they could explain it as like, oh, since she was the first one, she wanted to watch Peter Pan while the thing was happening, and so she just made that the thing because she, was the one that took over and guided them all through it. So she decided, hey, I like Peter Pan. I'm just going to make that important to this. Like, they could have made sense. Instead, they had her quoting Ice Age to her brother.
It was so weird. So weird.
I'm thinking they did Ice Age because it's a 20th Century Fox animated movie, right? So they're just referencing the studio that made it.
That makes sense.
Which is a nice little Easter egg there, right? But still, what the make up how about the Jetsons movie? That would have been cool.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I don't think that's 20th century, but it would have been just fun, right? Because it would have been all future coded.
It sure would have been.
What movie do you want to see in there, Bob?
When I think of movies I watched as a child, it's always movies that were made around 120 years ago. So I would want to watch Trip to the Moon, probably.
or like train driving into the station directly at the camera.
Diving out of the way.
Trip to the Moon
Charlie
is
Chaplin's
on
movie?
theme.
Yeah, dude. I got to say, though, Trip to the Moon, that was quite the fucking pull. Nice work, Bob.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah.
We're in danger of turning into an Ice Age podcast now.
We've discussed it.
Like we did joke the other day about covering all of the Ice Age movies as an excuse now that the show gives us but then I was like, you know what?
Continuity.
But then I was like, you know what? I don't actually want to do that. So But I would like to say, do you guys remember how in the first episode I talked about how episode 1 not much really happened? Mm-hmm. Somehow they made an episode where even less happens because nothing happens in this episode of the show.
I don't know, but a lot of shit happens in this, man.
A lot of nothing happens, I think.
I mean, the thing that gets me is that it starts off with them going in and doing like the search and rescue and trying to find, like, she goes in there searching through this building to try to find her brother. The big twist at the end of this episode is that they're still in the building and she's going off to go find her brother. Nothing happened.
Okay, I'm gonna list because we find out that this is a 100-story building with a spaceship crashed into it. 80 stories above ground, 20 stories below ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, so I'm thinking, like, is this a Dread situation, right?
That would be cool if it was.
Do we have the Raid redemption on our hands here? Are we gonna die hard this? Are we going to get 7 episodes of them trapped in this building with xenomorphs? Because I would be on.
I would watch that.
Board.
I would watch that.
See, if that was the premise of the show, I would watch that. Yes, that would rock.
I would watch the shit out of that.
I think that's kind of how it's got to go, though, because they have Alien has always taken place in claustrophobic settings like that, so they can't. True. I feel like them getting outside of this building doesn't make sense thematically for like how alien movies feel.
Fair.
Yeah. But I don't think they're going to stay here based on some of the like episode descriptions coming up, which I shouldn't have read, but I did. Just the descriptions, just like the IMDb ones. Okay.
I got you.
But I would love it if, I would have preferred they call the series like Alien Building if it was going to be just like one location.
Alien Apartment 27.
Yeah, Alien, don't trust the bee in apartment 23.
That's right.
Yes.
But I don't know. But look, plenty happened in here, though, right? I mean, the issue for me though is that the pacing was weird because like the scene where all of the kids were in the lab with Kirsch.
Yeah.
That scene was so chopped up and split between other things, like when it was very much like just one continuous like segment was while all of this other stuff was happening, it was like the pacing was really weird because I think all of this stuff happened very fast. Like we were probably in the building for half an hour and it got spread out over this hour, right?
Yeah.
It kind of made it feel like him and the other android, I forget his name, were stood there looking at that fauna thing for absolutely ages,
For
when
like
actually
20
it was
minutes.
probably, when actually it's
He's
probably like a couple minutes.
Yeah, and he's like, it presents as flora, but it might be fauna. And I was like, shut the fuck up, Kirsch. Are you going to have one of these things in every episode that I just hate that you say?
Maybe.
I will say that they reacted very strangely to it, like sending out a little tendril towards the one kid. And he's just like, I mean, obviously he's not looking at it very well because there's nothing there when they were filming it. So they have to like green screen it. Yeah. So it looks very unnatural just for him to be like staring blankly at something that's like moving somewhat aggressively towards him. And, you know, also keep in mind that they are children. So why wouldn't he be very afraid of that?
Yeah, he just seems to casually scooch past it.
Yeah, which is also one thing that kind of bugged me about that scene is that, like, he was standing there with Kirsch, and then Kirsch gets summoned away, and so he goes, stay here and keep an eye on this thing, and then leaves, and then the next time we cut back to him, it unfolds, and it, like, points at him, and then another one of the Lost Boys comes up and is like, come on, let's go, we gotta go, and he's like, Kirsch told me to stay here, and she goes, we gotta move, and then he just, like, goes. It's like your boss told you to stay there, dog. What are you doing?
I'm hoping the payoff on this fauna, not flora, whatever it is good, because obviously we haven't actually seen what it does yet. We've only seen it put a little tentacle thing out. So I'm hoping that when we actually do get to see that thing in action, it's, you know, it has a good payoff.
I will say though. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I am glad to follow up on what I said in the previous episode is that while that whole scene with the flora fauna thing was kind of strange, once again, I am glad to be getting lowercase a aliens in my uppercase a alien show. I love seeing non-xenomorphs, aliens, and alien. Give me more of that shit, baby. That little eye octopus guy, he ruled.
That's what I was going to bring up.
In the cat.
You get to see the little eye to puss. That cat thing totally got me too.
Yeah, me too.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it showed up and I was like, I literally out loud went, that's actually pretty fucked up.
And it works as well because my wife is a very much a cat person. So to see the cat like that, it kind of, you know, it freaked her out. And I was like, that's what this is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to freak you out. It's supposed to make you be like, oh, I don't want to look at that. Like, do you know what I mean?
For sure.
I didn't like it. I didn't like looking at it, but
I thought it ruled. I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly. I'm glad they're not burning through them all too. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
because we've only seen 3, right? The Xeno itself, the Oculus, whatever it's called, and the
little blood
thing.
Bag guy.
Oh, and the little blood bugs. Yeah, I forgot about them.
Yeah.
So there's a 5th one that we haven't seen yet, no?
I think so. Whatever came out of whatever was in those bodies that Hermit found, that was like they had something in their, you know.
Yeah.
When the first bodies he found that like it presented at chest bursters, but it definitely wasn't, right. Yeah, that's still running around there. And then we haven't seen what the flora fauna thing is actually going to do. Right?
Yeah, as a tendril, that's about all we know.
I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see when that happens.
But I want to talk about the Xenomorph.
All right. We see a lot more of them in this episode.
And that's a problem. I'm sorry, but that's a problem. Seeing a lot more of
Xenomorph shit.
Well, I don't mean you can see them well. I mean they're in a lot more of the episode than in the previous episode is what I meant.
That aspect of it is fine, but seeing so much of it was not. Because I'm sorry, but that's a dude in a costume. Like
it is a dude. You've got some issues with the Xenomorph in this. I actually really liked that fact that it's fully practical and it's not done as well as practical as been done.
I love the fact that it's practical. I love the fact that it's practical. Don't get me wrong, it's brilliant. But the original Alien, 1979, that was a dude in a suit as well. And 90% of the time, you would not know it was a dude in a suit. This this time it's
But I think the difference is they're doing it with faster paced action scenes in this, which isn't typically what happens, but it's giving a lot of weight to those. Like you're really feeling the Xenomorph like hit.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It's quite vicious. Yeah.
Like, which I really like.
Yeah, the fact that it's a guy in a suit doesn't bother me at all, because I was like, I would much prefer that over it being entirely CG anyway. So even if it looks like a guy in a suit, that's fine. That's how I would want them to do that effect. So
this is where I'm stuck here, because I genuinely 100% agree with you. I love the fact it's a guy in a suit. I just throw some more shadow on it, because I think the one scene that I have the biggest issue with is after what's his name, the guy with the cyborg hand, I forget what his name is now.
Morrow, yeah.
Morrow, that's it, thank you. When after the French aristocrat dismemberment scene, and then he takes it down, and then you had that shot of it lying on the floor. That took me out of it. Up until then I was fine, and after I was fine as well. But that one shot, I was just like, it's a dude in a suit.
Definitely, yeah. You were a little concerned about the design of the Xenomorph heading into this thing.
Yeah, there's a bit, the top lip, the space between the bottom of the dome to the top lip. I get why it's like that, because they've changed the design and the way that the dude wearing the suit sees out of it, because originally the head was in the neck, but it looks like his head is now in the alien's head. Yeah. So I don't know if that's maybe why they've done it like that, but it's just when his mouth is open, it's fine. But when that top lip, is down, it just looks a bit derpy. It's the best way I could describe it.
Bob, how do you feel about dudes in suits, just in general?
I'm a fan of it. I think it works in 79 Alien because you see so little of it. It's always quick cuts, or it's always, masked by darkness,
heavy shadows.
So it works there, but here it's so washed over with that kind of CG haze that it doesn't need to be a guy in a suit. They could. It still feels very CG heavy.
Yeah,
the Xenomorph hilariously bad at hiding. Also,
he sure is.
Not one time was I surprised when he crept down from the background or unfolded from the sculpture in the. I thought all that. This dude.
I thought all of that stuff was really
on you.
I thought all that stuff was really fun, personally. I loved watching a scene, and then the moment the characters are out of frame, you see something move in the background. I was hooting and hollering that whole time. I had a great time with all that stuff.
Well, that's great alien stuff. This one is just kind of bad at it. This one is just lucky that apparently all of these characters left their glasses at home.
Yeah.
Because he's just real obvious about it the whole time. I don't know.
There was one point where I said to my wife, I seem to be watching the background more than I am watching the actual characters in the shot, because I'm looking for to see it moving around. Because, like you say, it's not good at hiding.
Yeah.
He's also real picky and choosy about when he decides to kill people. Like he's real quick.
So I've got something on this.
Real quick to kill. Sorry. Real quick to kill non-main characters and real hesitant to kill main characters.
Yep. Isn't that always the way with a monster movie, though,
Yes.
It knows which ones get paid more. So
that's right.
So I have a mini rant.
All right.
Strap in, guys. This one will go a lot faster and smoother. So in every other Alien movie, right, there's always one or two points where something happens, something like someone does something radically stupid or something unbelievably convenient happens that just makes a character survive, or just happens to move the plot along, right? Allows a monster to get in, allows somebody to survive when the alien could very clearly kill it. And those moments always kind of stick out, but you're like, well, this is just there for the plot. It just happened once in this movie. That's totally fine. I'll excuse it, right? This definitely happened when I was watching Romulus last night. It happens more than once or twice if we're talking Prometheus and Covenant. Let's be honest.
Let us be honest. Yes, that is true.
My fear with this show is that we're going to get 1 to 2 of those moments per episode. So over the course of 8 episodes in this story, there's going to be like 15 of these bullshit scenes, and that's really going to add up. And at the end of this, I'm going to look at the Alien Earth story overall, and I'm going to be like, this was really fucking flimsy, man. There were just a lot of plot contrivances in this.
Like the queen being on the ship somewhere now that we have to worry about because there are fresh eggs laid.
Yeah. Yep. For instance.
So I'm sure they're not going to address that at any point, but
the moment I'm thinking specifically of is like when after Morrow's, gets approached by all of the Prodigy guards, and the Xenomorph wakes up out of its net that he's got it in, slaughters all of them in 2.5 seconds, and then just sort of like thinks about killing him.
Yeah.
Then doesn't, and runs off and kills some other people instead, even though he was just right there.
Some noise.
The Wikipedia entry for the episode specifically says that the Xenomorph spares him. So that implies that it was a choice the Xenomorph made where it had a reason not to kill him, which, I mean, for all we know, maybe it does, because we still haven't really figured out what his fucking deal is yet.
The way I read it was that, I mean, it is annoying, but the way I read it was that the Xenos always approach synthetics differently to how they approach humans. They only attack synths if they perceive them as a threat.
Yeah, but he's
half synth. Yeah, so I mean, does that rule then apply to him? Does the Xeno somehow know that?
Which, see, that's an interesting question. Is someone who's part synth mean that, like, xenomorphs are hesitant to kill them? That's, like, theoretically an interesting question, and it's one that the show shows us the result of without ever telling us that it was a question it was dealing with in the first place. Like, who fucking knows if that's what they were trying to say or not? You know?
I don't even think part synth. He's got a robot arm. Like, that's essentially a prosthetic.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Unless there's more to him that we haven't seen yet. Maybe maybe one day he'll, without sounding too much like a pervert, take his shirt off.
I mean, hell, dude, for all we know, maybe he's an auton. Who knows?
He does have an arm jack. Wait, no, he didn't have the arm jack.
That was Kirsch that had the arm jack.
Kirsch is an auton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, remember, that didn't plug straight in, though. There was like literal like a thing on his arm that he It doesn't work the way Calls does. So
he didn't burn his modem.
That's true.
He's probably my favorite character out of this series so far, because he's the one that's the most mysterious. There's not really a lot to him that we do know. Like, I mean, we're talking now, like, how much of a synthetic is he? Like, how much, I think so far he's probably my favorite character.
Neal, I seem to remember you saying in the last episode that you really liked him too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, can we just? I saw something today which I was like, that's really cool. I didn't realize this in episode 1. They, I think it was a YouTube video or something. They point out that it answers a question from the 1979 movie that, like, I didn't even realize. So in the 1979 movie, Ripley goes into Mother and she's typing blah, 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 blah. What are our chances of survival? What was the mission, etc. And then the camera pans out and Ash is stood right behind her. And we're like, well, how did Ash get into the room? This video I was watching pointed out that with that impact room underneath, that would have been where Ash was hiding when Ripley went into Mother to talk. And then that's how he managed to ambush her in that room.
That is very fun.
That's quite clever.
He had just gone in there and was just hanging out, knowing she was going to go in there.
Yeah. Just having a lie down in the snooze until she arrived.
I dig it.
I think that there is more to Hermit than we are led to believe, because we see for the first time in the series, we see him administer his expert medical treatment to one of the synths. Or, sorry, one of these. Are they cyborg? They are
hybrids.
Hybrids.
To one of the hybrids, in which he just rubs his face and goes, "Where are you cut? Where are you cut?"
Yep.
So I'm not believing that he's actually a medical officer of any sort. I think he is probably a corporate spy.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
that was a really funny scene because he's like, where are you cut? Where's the cut? And like nobody ever said, oh, that's not his blood.
Yeah, no one ever
like why didn't they just say, oh, he's not cut because he got splashed with blood? Like, come on, dog.
I mean, he could just be bad at it.
Yeah,
He could.
Sure.
I mean, remember, there was a flashback to the day before talking about how he was trying to leave to go to medical school. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So he's had some training. Not very good training, but now he's trying to go to medical school. So he's just really bad at this.
Yeah.
It is interesting that that Wendy hacked to keep him from going to Mars. And now she feels responsible for him being stuck here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sure did do that, didn't she?
I actually really liked that scene. I thought it was quite Romulus as well when Rain's trying to get off planet and whatnot. I thought it was
and he gets totally owned. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's very Romulus-esque.
That's actually the reason I turned Romulus on was because when I watched that scene, I was like, this is very similar to when Rain was trying to get off world. And they were like, no, your quota has been doubled and you've been transferred to the mines.
Yeah.
We did get a little bit of explanation of how the kids arrive at Neverland.
They just load them in a cannon and fire them over there, right?
Well, no,
Big circus cannon.
he says, Hermit says...
I thought it was fairy dust and then think happy thoughts and then they...
Hermit says, like, I went to your funeral. So that makes it seem like the dad... Because the dad, we showed a scene of the dad. They're watching the baseball game, and he's him and his toddler child are drinking a beer.
Yeah,
that's might have been an NA.
I don't know. It seems like they're kind of painting the dad.
Me
as
and
like
my son share a bottle of whiskey every night.
That's a British thing, maybe.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know the drinking age in New Siam, Prodigy City.
But what I'm getting at is, I think they're trying to paint the dad as kind of a dirtbag. Like,
it's negligent. Yeah,
I would say anything to get up. So maybe they're like the daughter is sick, she's terminally ill. Prodigy will offer a certain amount, like payment for sick kids.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. That's how I took that scene to mean, is that Wendy was implying that their dad like sold her to Prodigy.
Sure.
Like that's what and then the funeral was obviously a fake to just cover up the fact that they just have this kid now. Like that's what I took that to mean.
Why the hell is Hermit so like, I promised my dad I'd go to medical school. I want to get out of I want to go make him proud. Just because he was abused into
possibly
to make his dad proud.
I don't
possibly
or maybe he is a fucking spy.
Yeah, I would say, or if Bob's theory is correct and he is a spy, it's all just an excuse and part of his cover anyway. So
True.
I'm actually going to be a little bit disappointed if that theory doesn't come along.
Well, we're losing you a little bit.
No, Tom, we can't hear.
Oh, am I back?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I strayed a bit from my laptop. I had to get up and stretch my legs.
It's all right. Can you say that again?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did really like the scene where he realizes that she's his sister.
Yeah, me too.
I think the way he kind of leaned into her, I actually really thought that scene was very heavy and well acted on his part. The way he just collapsed onto her shoulder, I was just like, that was actually really good.
Yeah,
I appreciate they didn't drag it out to like 4 episodes too, right?
Yeah, like she brings it up to him and he's like, what? And doesn't believe her. And then like 4 minutes later, he's like, you know what? I actually believe you. Like, I'm glad they didn't keep them, like the two of them butting heads over this as like an ongoing plot thread. I'm like, nope, let's just get it on, get it over with. It's fine.
Well, as a whole, that episode, it actually dodged a lot of tropes because he was in the French aristocrat house flat as they were pretty much outside it, and I was like, oh, here we go, they're going to just dodge each other, they're just going to miss each other, and then it's going to go on, and they're just going to keep spending all this time barely like missing each other, etc., etc. And then when they did meet up, I was like, oh, she's not going to tell him she's his sister, and that's going to go on for a couple more episodes, blah blah blah. But no, they just did it. They met up. Well,
of course, to be fair, she's not the one that told him that. She was going to keep that information secret. So
never tell that other guy any secrets.
And I will say the episode does end with them getting separated. So
that's true.
We are kind of back to square one.
I do have a rant about that scene, actually. Like, if I've got, if I may have the floor for a rant.
Sure, go for it.
So, in pretty much any alien media so far, the aliens' first protocol is procreation, right? Procreate. Expand the numbers, get more, and then overrun, overtake, destroy, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
He's got his face in an egg. The egg is about to open, and then the Xeno takes him out.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, that completely goes against everything that a Xeno is supposed to be.
Just to fake us out, I think. I mean, I thought the same thing. I was like, this is just a fake out for us. Like, we are expecting that Xenomorph to open and him to get got, and that to be the big inciting event. And then another Xenomorph shows up and drags him down to the nest. But I have a thought about it. I don't know that this is, we don't have any evidence about this. This is just a thought. Are they two different? Are there two different Xenomorph hives maybe present here? Two different like competing species, right? So maybe the one that grabbed him didn't want this Xenomorph, hive to get him to procreate.
Maybe.
I think that's an interesting thing. We haven't seen that done, like certainly in a movie or anything. The movies don't have time to, I think, explore something like that, but a TV show could.
Yeah.
So that would be an interesting route to go. We kind of saw that in the comics, the Marvel comics, with the white Xenomorphs and the
white guys. Yeah. And the Dark Horse with the red and the black.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to see something like that done. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe he's a competitor, and he doesn't want him getting.
Which, I mean, if that's true, that would be a good way to tie into the theme of the show so far, which was introduced. It was touched on in the first episode, but made a lot more explicit in this one, where you're like, oh yeah, maybe he's like from a competitive or a competitor's hive. And it's like, which would also go along with how Yutani and Prodigy are starting to butt heads and trying to get control over the same group of stuff here. So that would be a nice little thematic parallel to the other story that they're already telling. So,
yeah, and we know from reading Steel Egg that they do have knowledge of the Xenomorph, Wayland Yutani, prior to this mission. So
that classic book that is definitely canon to the current Alien franchise. Yes.
Well, hey.
What if Noah Hawley was like, definitely Steel Egg is canon to my series.
Ignore Prometheus and Covenant, but Steel Egg.
Steel Egg is the canonical prequel to my Alien TV show.
I'm not beholden to. Yeah.
They did go a little canonical with the books by giving the Sea of Sorrows Decker ESP to Wendy.
I don't think I remember noticing that happened.
The clicking in her head.
The clicking in her head whenever.
That's right.
Whenever the Xenomorph was near, she would like hear.
Yeah,
it.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that shit.
Is that what was going on? I thought that she was. I thought that was whenever they were trying to like look through her eyes at whatever was going was.
No, because it happened when they were by the egg room. It happened when they were being chased by the Xenomorph. It happened a few times, but it was always around an alien activity.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think I connected those together. Nice call.
No, I didn't. But yeah, now you mention it.
They also kind of brought foamers into this thing.
Yes.
Right? From the same.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
That's true.
So he's read at least one book. Maybe he just listened to our episode on that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
He should give us a shout out in the special thanks during the credits then.
Yeah.
He's never seen another Alien movie. He's only listened to Crew Expendable, the podcast.
If there's a character pops up named Bob, we'll know it's because he listened to that episode of Crew Expendable.
That's right.
Cooler bots running around the Maginot.
Hell yeah.
Bob 8 finally makes his cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's not our intellectual property, but if Coolerbot shows up, I feel like we could sue.
I mean,
if there's a cooler anywhere, like, hang on a minute.
If anybody in the show drinks a glass of water.
To be fair, he didn't actually end up appearing in Infestation. So Coolerbot as a character technically is our invention.
Yeah, we certainly brought him to life.
Yeah.
Hey, he would fit in well at the French aristocrat party because I've seen him wearing a certain costume.
That's right.
Hey, the only other main thing I had on my notes for the episode is I wrote down Stinkfist LOL.
Oh yes, come on! Oh my god, I absolutely jumped out of my seat when this came on.
That was probably the most like whiplash I've gotten from a needle drop in a while.
I really gotta confess something. This is the third piece of licensed music so far that they've done in the show, because both of them have had credits, and then they played that one song when she was on the cliff in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta confess, them using licensed music in this show is really fucking pissing me off, and I do not like it at all.
It's bad.
I really don't like it. It does not work at all for me. It is not hitting at all. Every time a song starts up that is obviously and clearly not part of the score, I'm like, I want to fucking turn this off right now.
Yeah,
I really can't fucking stand it. It is not working for me at all, even a little. Like, and I think Stinkfist is a good song, and it is it's the last fucking thing I wanted to hear during the credits of an Alien show. Do not fucking do this to me, okay?
It should just have a score.
Yeah, it should.
Episode 8 ends with a needle drop of beer by Real Big Fish.
Hell yeah, now we're talking, baby.
I did it all for the Nookie.
That's right.
So this episode was titled Mr. October, right? And this ties into the scene where Hermit finds the signed Reggie Jackson baseball from the 1977 World Series, right? Right after the aristocrat party, right before Wendy meets up with him, right? So, any big baseball fans here in the chat?
I know nothing about baseball.
I enjoy the beautiful game, but I don't know history.
Yeah, I'm not. So I looked this up, right? Because Hermit gives the speech, his dad, when he's talking to Wendy, like, my dad, told me, like, sometimes the world gives you a moment to shine, and if you do, there's a name for that kind of hero. And then he called him Mr. October. Mr. October, Reggie Jackson's nickname, a nickname he got because he performed really well in the postseason, a number of times, right? Including the 1977 World Series, which is when he earned that nickname. Okay. Am I still with everybody,
yes.
connection-wise? Okay.
You're cutting out, but we could hear it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's implying the title of this episode being called Mr. October, and that Mr. October nickname being about somebody performing and being a hero under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
This is not me being snotty. Who is that referencing in this episode? Why is this episode called Mr. October? Is this
I'm glad you asked the question.
Is this referencing Hermit, like, who we see is kind of cowardly in the episode at the beginning, like not wanting to do the stair jump and like surviving through all of these encounters and making it to the end? Is it referencing? I don't know, slightly sticking by, Wendy as she's going to find her brother. I don't know who it's referencing in this.
Yeah, neither do I. I have no idea.
My
I'm
closest
glad you
guess,
asked that question because I thought I was missing something and I was being dumb.
my closest guess is it's supposed to be Hermit, but it didn't feel strong enough in that, especially given how the episode sort of ends. Even though, like, at the end, when he is faced over the egg, he then gets up and he's like, we got to get out of here and report this. These look like eggs. Like, he realizes what they are, right before he gets snatched. Yeah. He does feel like he's becoming sort of heroic, but he mainly just got lucky throughout the entire episode.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I didn't put together that it was a reference to any particular person in the episode, because the first episode is titled Neverland. So I think they're just taking like a keyword from, like, the Neverland is the islands. I don't think they're like referencing Mr. October, being like an allegory for one of the characters. I think that's just because of the Reggie Jackson baseball.
Okay. So then, if that's the case, then why was the Reggie Jackson baseball in the episode, just as a thing to put in there?
Does Disney own Reggie Jackson now?
Good question.
I don't. There must be a meaning to it. Like, I would certainly fucking hope so.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Mother at crewexpendable.net, right? Like, and again, this is not me being snotty about it. This is me genuinely, like, looking for opinions on this.
Yeah, because like the first episode title of Neverland, like, actually tied into the actual events of what was going on in that episode. Whereas that one brief little scene where he managed to somehow come across the Reggie Jackson baseball, it's like if they just cut that like 1 minute scene out of the episode, the name Mr. October, like, it wouldn't have any bearing on anything related to anything happening in the episode. Like, it doesn't actually tie in really at all to like the themes or really even the events. So yeah, I don't know.
So the Neverland of it all in episode 1 is not just the my signal's dropping out. There we go. It's not. Fuck. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Sorta.
Okay. It's not just the research facility. It's also the idea of this place where children won't grow old, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
So that's the hybrids. So it's got more meaning than just the name of the facility. This, no pun intended, Mr. October thing just came right out of left field. So there's got to be something I'm missing.
There probably is. But if whatever it was that you may have missed, I definitely missed it too, because I also don't know what it means or why it's important.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I couldn't have been a cricket difference. I would have picked up on that right away.
No, I would have been just as clueless, to be fair.
I thought the Xenomorph violence was really good.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but you don't actually really see it. Do you know what I mean? I was quite excited when, it got into the French aristocrat apartment. And then I was like, oh, this is going to be so good. And then you just see the aftermath, which was cool. Like, seeing the dude cut in half, crawling along the floor, that was pretty gnarly.
That was pretty gross. But before that though, when the search and rescue soldier gets jawed through the face and then just gets
that was good.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I don't think
that kicked ass. Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, I thought you would get like a cutaway from the camera there, but no, they just stuck with it, and they nailed it as well. It looked awesome.
Maybe that's the trick. We can get like one good on-screen kill, and then we're going to get a whole bunch of kind of off-screen, like, and get to see a lot of the aftermath. And then we'll be able to see like a chest burst.
Hey.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were like allowed to do or something. I don't know.
By allowed, you mean they didn't want to pay for a bunch of CGI, so they did it off screen.
Probably.
Well, I just meant more that because it's a basic cable show, maybe they were only allowed a certain number of on-screen kills or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like, I mean, Walking Dead was able to get away with a lot of on-screen gore without a whole lot of, from what I remember anyway, a lot of on-screen violence, right?
Yeah.
But like the rules are different.
Yeah, because there is a lot of gore in this because you see a lot of like dead bodies and blood and stuff, but you don't really see a lot of like active on-screen violence in the sense of you don't watch a xenomorph actively killing someone very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
maybe that's
the case
the
in point is the French like aristocrats. Like you don't see them get ripped to shit, but you get to see what happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to see it happening.
I like that they were like, I think Boy Cavalier would call me personally if we actually had to evacuate. I like the dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
Caviar.
a loser. Yeah, Boy Caviar. That is correct.
Boy Caviar. I'm going to scroll through my notes here. Anybody else? Bob, you got anything else on your notes you want to talk about?
I think we covered everything that I wrote down. I wrote down Xeno elevator. I thought that was funny.
When he like runs to the elevator?
No, the Xenomorph takes the elevator at one point. They hear a ding, and then they look over, and the camera pans over, and the doors open.
Wouldn't it have been awesome
I don't
to
think
see it in the elevator with some music going on in the background?
I don't think I remember that happening. So.
It's towards the end of the episode when it's chasing after them, but they hear an elevator ding, and then it cuts to Wendy looking over, and then the doors start to open, and then like the music intensifies.
It's just stood in the elevator with its arms crossed, tapping its toe.
That's right.
I did like when I liked the stair jump. I like the
at
cocky,
the beginning, yeah.
The cocky soldiers, and then she almost falls, and then I'm never gonna remember their fucking names. By the way, the rest of the soldiers. I'm gonna have a harder time with the Lost Boys.
They're red shirts, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But that was the stair jump was cool. I don't know that I'm crazy about the slow motion that he seems to be using.
Yeah, the same.
Yeah, there is a bit of it.
It's giving me AVP flashbacks, like 2003 action movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not big on that. It was fine, but
I like that shot as well, where you see the Xeno tail hanging down, and just as they come around the corner, it whips up and hides. I quite like that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that stuff too. It looked like a wire, and then when they walk away, the tail just slinks up into the ceiling.
That's right. Yeah. Because when you got to the shot, you as the viewer, you don't even twig that it's the tail until it moves. You're like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
This is the Futon Critic, I think.
All right.
Which is the web's best television source. The descriptions for the episodes so far.
I've heard of that before.
Description for episode 1. When a spaceship crash lands on Earth, a sister searches for her brother amidst an unexpected alien threat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And then episode 2. Tensions rise between rival corporations, a reunion takes place, and a secret is revealed.
Yeah, these are the same as the IMDb ones.
Who's writing this?
Noah Hawley.
Probably.
I want to watch a TV show about tensions rising between rival corporations.
Yeah, and then maybe Duncan Field gets in the mix, tries to stop their colonization efforts. He's gonna show up. I know it. Season 1, episode 6, The Fly. All right. So I liked this episode more than episode 1. Because it felt more like watching an alien thing, and as I said in that rant that is probably still in the episode. We'll see how the edit comes together after all the technical difficulties we had. I like when they're doing alien stuff because that's when it's scary for me, and I like that more than when they're trying to ask questions about, what makes us human, man. What makes us human is life and death, and the alien perfectly represents perfectly represents both life and death. and our fears about living and dying. Just encapsulates it perfectly, and that's fucking terrifying to me. So being trapped in a skyscraper with a xenomorph chasing you, fucking great. I loved it. I love those parts. They were awesome. I wish there was more Morrow in this.
Yeah.
Because he's also my favorite character so far.
Yeah, I agree. I think there should have been more of him in this episode.
Cannot wait to see what else happens with him. Love that he's got a knife in his hand.
He sure does. And it's a knife. It transformed into, I believe, like a welding torch in the previous episode. Yeah, he's got a whole Swiss Army knife going on there.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Yes. Morrow.
Catch it.
Combined with episode 1, I can see why they released 2 episodes as the premiere, but it doesn't mean episode 1 is suddenly a better episode, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I still, even after this conversation, I don't know if I necessarily like this episode more than the previous one, but it's more fun than the previous one because there's a lot more action. There's a lot more xenomorphs. There's a lot more running around. It's more viscerally exciting, but I don't necessarily know if I like it better. But I had a good time watching it. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair roundup. Yeah, I agree with that.
Bob,
does anyone have anything else? Yeah.
Bob, I want to hear from you about this one, and then Tom, we didn't really get your thoughts on episode 1, so I want to hear about both from you after this.
So,
yeah,
cool.
I didn't like it as much as the first one. I think the first episode was kind of a tone setter.
Yeah.
And now that I kind of get what the vibe of the show is, it's definitely a lot sillier than I was expecting, which isn't a bad thing, but it's definitely like a kind of goofy show. So I think the less I kind of put emphasis on these plot holes or this doesn't really make sense or why are they doing this, and just watch it as dumb TV show with monsters, then it's more fun. But I'm not crazy about it yet.
Okay. I think that's absolutely fair. There's a lot I'm not sold on yet. The A plot for starters, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of a big fucking deal. And I really want to see Kirsch, right? That's it. That's Timothy Olyphant. I need him to do anything worthwhile. Just anything worthwhile. He did seem to recognize what the ovomorphs were, right? So that he's probably read the Steel Egg files.
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm interested to see. I just need him to do anything. I do have a theory that he's going to get in a fight with Morrow. So it'd be like a cyborg versus a synthetic.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool.
I think that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tom, I'd like to hear your thoughts on episode 1 and episode 2.
To be fair, I'm largely echoing everything what you guys have already said. Like the first episode is a good tone setter, and the second episode is more of the same but more fun. For me, so far it kind of sits in the same bracket as Prometheus and Covenant, in that it's good sci-fi that I enjoy, but I'm not enjoying the alien of it all. So far, it's I would if this was just a program without xenomorphs in it, I think I would be enjoying it just as much as I currently am. The fact that it's an alien piece of media is literally here or there for me at the moment. But I'm still going to watch it. I'm really looking forward to episode 3. Even though I'm going to be away, I'm going to be a bit behind it, so I might go quiet in the Discord for a bit. But yeah, it's fine. It's
That's
fine.
Is this what you were expecting from an alien TV show, or is this?
Do you know what though? Because it's not a form of media that Alien has done before. I don't know what I was expecting. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like,
fair.
in the film, you can pretty much guess where it's going to go. People find alien kills people, and then there's 1 or 2 survivors, and then they go on. So to know that, how many episodes is it? 8? Is it 8 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 8 hours essentially of like, how do you, so I was like, so how are they going to stretch that out for 8 hours? So I didn't really know what we were going to get. I don't necessarily like all of it, but I don't dislike all of it. But at the same time, we've only seen 2 hours of an 8-hour piece. There's so much to come, and who knows, by the time the 8th episode drops, we might all be just like, well, that was brilliant. It started off slow, but it got brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping anyway.
Cool.
I think there's just ways to expand on this without having to center around fucking robots.
Yes.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I was going to say as well, I think it would have been better if they'd gone the Cold Forge route, where the whatever you want it, the soul of the child wasn't just transported into the synthetic. I think it would have been better if it was a temporary thing, like they put on this helmet and then they put into the thing, and then because then the kids, I know this sounds really sadistic and nasty, but the kids are still alive and they're still dying, and there's urgency to it. They have to get something done before their time is done, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
He's essentially made them indestructible at the start, and it's
right. Put a clock on it, right?
Yeah, put a clock on it. Maybe there was something on the research ship that would have given Caviar the last piece of the puzzle that he needed to do a full transition from human to synthetic or whatever.
Yeah, and
there's the race. Yeah.
Maybe on this research vessel is something that we can use for this technology. Let's go after it.
He knows Wayland Yutani, has been working on something that could unlock the missing piece of the puzzle. So, hey, you go on this ship and find this piece, and I will cure you, and I will give you immortality.
Yeah, but it would have fucking been Prometheus's fire, and I get hot and cold on that idea.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm fine with it. Sometimes I'm mad about it. You never know with me.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, when this was first announced, I was like, oh man, we're gonna go old school Dark Horse, like Verheiden comics, religious fanatics obsessed with xenomorphs on Earth. This is gonna be great. And this is the other thing. So far, I don't understand why this is set on Earth. It's called Alien Earth.
Right.
This could be, and I know that they said this is New Siam, which I'm assuming means this is Thailand or Thailand adjacent. But this could fucking be anywhere. There is still no reason for this to be Alien Earth, right? This is a made up city. There's no connection to Earth yet.
Yeah,
agreed.
Fair.
I mean, 2 episodes, but still, I mean, made up locations, made up everything. I mean, it
would have made more sense Alien Earth if you were going to do it like present day or /5-10 years in the future. But to put it
or
like
this is 2 years before Alien. It could still be that time, but just get us into some familiar locations. I don't know.
No, I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
I didn't have anything else, so I think I've said pretty much all I wanted to say about the episode.
Should we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it.
Yeah.
All right. Bob, what are you up to?
Twitch, Respectable Street, podcast, The Flock. You can't Google The Flock because it'll come up with a bunch of church stuff. But if you go to Work of It as Law Firm, that's where it is.
Thanks for coming on the show again.
Thank you for having me.
The door's always open. Tom, what's up, man? How you doing?
Art_of_Wantes on Insta. And I will as well eventually get round to doing a Kenner Alien toy review for the YouTube channel for Core Expendable.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Tom, for doing all this artwork for us. Your artwork is on this very episode's thumbnail. It's our default. Go check out Tom's
it keeps me off the streets.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for dealing with all these technical difficulties. All of them were my fault. I feel terrible about it.
It's been an experience. I've enjoyed it.
It's fine. We got through it.
I'll never let myself live it down.
I love you.
I love you too, guys. Kenny, where can people find you on the internet?
I'm on Blue Sky and Twitter at CYHOBBEZ. That's it for me.
I don't deserve plugs because I screwed up so bad. Where can people find the show?
Twitter, which is run by me, at Crew Expendapod. Blue Sky, at Crew Expendable. Instagram and Threads, which is run by Neal, at Crew Expendable Pod. Our website is crewexpendable.net. As Neal said earlier, our email is mother@crewexpendable.net, and our YouTube page is youtube.com/@crewexpendable.
Our next episode will be Alien Earth, episode 3. So until then,
stay frosty.